When people wake up and say enough is enough, that's when this country will begin to change. Now, having said that, guess who woke up yesterday morning and said enough is enough? None other than Ndindi Nyoro. You see, ever since police were sent to block him from opening and handing over the Kiharu ACC offices, he took a can of petrol, sprinkled it on the Kenyakwisha automobile and lit the fuse. And in this video, I want to walk you through some of the uppercuts that Ndindi Nyoro is forcing Ruto to eat. And so with no further ado, let's get after it. Number one, yesterday we talked about Rostam Azizi, the same Tanzanian who bought Portland Cement and now also Nation Media Group. But guess what? Nyoro is confirming to us that this Rostam fellow is in fact William Ruto camouflaging as a regional investor. Just listen into this.
It is the first time in Kenya we have seen an individual camouflaging as a Tanzanian, a Kenyan, and buying cement companies. Ati ya kwamba sasa simiti ya Kenya ile mlikuwa mnajua yote, majina yake yote, hizo kampuni imenunuliwa na mtu anajifanya ati ni wa regional investor, lakini huyo ni Mkenya mnaonaga kila siku. That is what politicizing the NSC is. Politicizing NSC ni kununua hizo kampuni za simiti, you politicize them, you come and lie to Kenyans, it's a Tanzanian and it is you. The next thing of politicizing the NSC ni mtu anakuja anasema ananunua media house katika hapa Kenya. Ati anasema a regional investor is buying a media house in Kenya. Is not a regional investor. That company is listed in the NSC and the person buying the company is not a Tanzanian. It is a Kenyan. And we know you. Na sasa munataka kuhadaa wa Kenya, and I'm setting this final warning to them. Ya kwamba sasa mumemnyakua kila kitu. Mambo ya mafuta kutoka downstream to upstream. Sio wanabiashara tena, ni wanasiasa.
It's like Ruto is stuck in a forever loop of trying to keep up with the Kenyatas. Because the Kenyatas own K24, now Ruto wants to own Nation Media Group through proxies. The Kenyatas own NCBA Bank, Ruto now also wants to own CDN Bank. Hii competition ndo inafanya budget ya State House inakuwa kubwa kuliko ile ya Trump in America. And no, I'm not kidding. The expenditure of the White House, the American White House, ile kina Marco Rubio wanaenda huko, Pam Bondi and all these other people, J.D. Vance, Trump, they have spent way less than a third world country leader in State House. Why? Because he's in a competition with the Kenyatas. This is very shameful. Number two, Nyoro decided to expose what we already suspected, that these high-speed cameras are just a means of milking money from Kenyans. And the person behind it is none other than William Ruto and Davis Chirchir. Just listen into this.
Juzi, last week, ukijua hawa watu wa serikali vizuri, you do not need any psychologist to tell you what they are planning. Juzi nikaona mkutano moja kule Nairobi ikafanyika, ilikuwa ya mambo ya accidents, na hatutaki accidents, that's why kuna NTSA. Nikaona kiongozi moja amesimamisha waziri fulani hapo, akamwambia waziri, kamera itahitajika Kenya for how long, itakuwa kwa barabara. Nikaona waziri amesimama amefunga hii button, akasema 1 month sir. Kwa mtu anajua hii watu, mimi where I was and I can tell you for sure, nikajua hii ni biashara. I knew for sure hii mambo ni sarakasi. Waziri iliitwa mkutano ati ni ya kuzuia accidents za barabara. Vile niliona waziri amesimamishwa na agency ikawekwa, akaambiwa aweke cameras, sijui 1000 cameras around the country, na akapewa timeline ya 1 month. Because I know the body language, nikajua hii ni biashara inapikwa hapa ya watu kukula pesa. Leo ukiangalia gazeti ya leo inasema wanaume wamejiweka wakule pesa ya Wakenya 42 billion shillings. Ati waweke kamera katika barabara, ati ukishikwa kama ulikuwa unataka kukanyaga mafuta, ati unalipishwa instantly kwa banki yako, pesa inakatwa. Ati ukienda kuruka bump, waone hujaruka bump vile inafaa. Ati NTSA, through ukora, through fraud called a PPP, being perpetuated by the same people claiming ati wanasimamisha watu hapo kusema kamera ziwekwe. Their company, ati 42 billion shillings. Ati ukienda kuruka bump, hujaruka vizuri, unakatwa pesa kwa simu.
Endeleeni tu kusumbua wa Kenya na hizo cameras. Siku moja maandamano ya kung'oa cameras itaitwa, na sijui mtaambia watu nini ndo hasira ishuke. Because you are busy harassing people driving at 60 kilometers per hour, and then matatu ambayo inaendeshwa wrong side, although at a slower speed, inaachiliwa. That is garbage and nonsense. Number 3, if you thought Nyoro was done, he wasn't. He immediately moved to the next scandal, Talanta Stadium. And this has to be the most silly but yet annoying scandal of all time. Just listen into this.
Hii Kenya iko na maajabu. Ati tunajenga stadium. Sasa tunajenga stadium na huyu ni kiongozi anashika microphone anaambia raia ati wanakopa 44.5 billion Kenya shillings. Ilikopwa last year. Ati ni ya kujenga stadiums. Wakapeleka bank kama collateral pesa ya sports fund. Waka raise board. Ati mkopo ya 44.5 billion Kenya shillings. In 15 years, Kenya will pay interest rate alone of 100 billion shillings. Na mtu anakuja anaongea ati apigiwe makofi na Wakenya. Kenya cannot continue to be mismanaged in this manner. Kama tumekaa, tunaweka the future generations of Kenya katika hatari.
And what does Ruto have to say about it? Nothing important. He's currently busy bragging about his stadium. Just listening to this.
If you are complaining that we have pledged money for 15 years to build Talanta, before you make that statement, tell us what that money has done the last 15 years. I saw a gentleman say that, William Ruto and the government, they have already pledged for 15 years money from our resources to build Talanta. Yes, we have. That's correct. That's what we have done. But I want to ask the question. The last 15 years, what has that fund done? Do you have anything that you can see that fund has done for the last 15 years? Nothing. Cabro here, a gate there, some other money stolen at the corner, others appropriated at another place. We are better off pledging 15 years when we can see.
Huyu jamaa anapenda sana kulala kwa darasa. We are talking about the ridiculous 100 billion interest from the loan you took, and you are busy telling us about usage of the principal over the last 15 years. How are the two related? Hii ndio ile uongozi duni ambayo hatutaki. And it's a sickening tactic called deflection. On to scandal number 4, the infrastructure fund.
There is only one thing in that bill that Kenya wants to do and it has never done. And it's not a very good thing. The infrastructure fund has only one objective. Only one. The rest ni ya kujaza bill ikuwe page kama 20 something. Only one sentence is there for the reason the government knows. That reason is called borrowing and leveraging. That after now we sell KPC, Kenya Pipeline, and of course Safaricom, we put that money into the infrastructure fund. Safaricom was sold before in 2007. So it's not a new thing to do privatization. But the essence of now what the government wants to achieve is that after you borrow 500 billion shillings, you now take a loan of times 10 of that. So you use that as collateral. Not as collateral, as seed money to buy times 10 of that. So when you hear those words coming from government like leveraging is a crude word meaning borrowing. They want to borrow 5 trillion Kenya shillings.
As they continue to borrow money left, right, center, let them also know that they are living on borrowed time. 2027 is just next year. Na kama hii ndio uongozi ambayo mnatupa, then kitawaramba, there's no other option. Now, having said that, guys, that's just my opinion. Do drop me your comments in the comment section below and I'll do best to read them and to give you a response. So with that, here today's ads of the day.
Right now, I'm with my team headed to a client's house in Ruto for consultation. That is to take measurements of the windows, go through our catalog with the client, and then once they decide on the color and the fabric they want, we'll get busy sewing, and at long last, the curtains installation will be on us. So if you're looking for curtains, shears, curtain rods, curtain accessories, reach out to Phoenix Curtains and Interior Decor and we will sort you out. Call us on 0724 414153.
If you're in need of electrical wiring, solar installation, or electrical fittings such as strip lights, snake lights, downlighters, or chandeliers, contact Engineer Wycliffe at 0707 476602 and he'll get your house dapped up. If you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula. Hit the subscribe button, you're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really need to subscribe to. Alright guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.